Respected Kim Jong-un made a speech at the 4th Conference of Cell Secretaries of the Workers' Party of Korea. He said, in the report and speeches at the conference, the successes, experiences and shortcomings in the party cell work in the past were correctly summed up and explained the issues arising in decisively enhancing the function and role of the party cells according to the demand of the party and the development of revolution. He said, today our revolution has greeted a new turning phase. Our party, army and people have been more firmly united under the unfading banners with the beaming portraits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, and the advancing straight along the road of independence, the road of Sungun and the road of socialism, through their instructions. We have firmly defended and further glorified the valuable revolutionary heritages handed down by Kim Jong-il, despite harsh trials and difficulties, and firmly held in our hands powerful asset and key for a greater victory. Especially the successful launch of the second version of the man-made Earth satellite Kwangmyungsung-3 last year was a historic undertaking that demonstrated the tremendous might of the powerful Baek-do-san nation all over the world, and an extraordinary event that landed an iron fist on the heads of the hostile forces viciously trying to stifle our republic. Now we have more firmly taken the initiative in the confrontation with the imperialists, and it is a matter of time to bring about a turn in the building of an economic giant and people's living. We should bring about a decisive turn in the economic construction and people's living in the spirit and mettle displayed in conquering space, and hoist the red flag of victory on the peak of a prosperous socialist nation. It is the nature and traditional mode of revolution of the great party of comrades Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il to push ahead with the revolution and construction with firm unity of the whole party, with one idea and purpose, and with the perfect unity of the party and the people. We should keep the immortal achievements of President Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il in party building as a lasting treasure, further strengthen and develop our party into a powerful militant staff, firmly united with one idea and purpose, and deep-rooted among the popular masses, and with the might of the perfect unity of the party and the people, build on this land the most powerful nation, a people's paradise, to be admired by the whole world. The position and role of the party cells are very important in further strengthening our party and powerfully promoting the building of a prosperous nation, in keeping with the demand of the new era of the Juche Revolution, he said, and put forward important tasks facing the party cells at present. Kim Jong-un stressed that the party Central Committee firmly believes that all the party cell secretaries and party officials, deeply aware that they are holding the flag of the Juche party in their hands, would admirably discharge their honorable mission and tasks they have assumed before the party and revolution.
The Korean newspaper Tongil, published in Uzbekistan, carried a New Year address of respected Kim Jong-un on January the 24th. The newspaper said Kim Jong-un, leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, delivered the address on the occasion of the New Year and reported detailed gist of the New Year address.
Kim Yong-nam, president of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, sent a congratulatory message to Miloš Zeman, president-elect of the Czech Republic, on January the 29th. The message congratulated Zeman on his election as president of the Czech Republic and wished him success in his responsible work for the prosperity of the country and the well-being of the people.
A banquet was given on January the 30th in honor of the participants in the 4th Conference of Secretaries of the Workers' Party of Korea celebrating their birthdays. Present there were Cha Tae-bok, Secretary of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, and the participants greeting their birthdays during the conference. Cha Tae-bok spoke in the banquet. He said respected Marshal Kim Jong-un was present in the 4th Conference of Secretaries of the Workers' Party of Korea, a historic assemblage to be specially recorded in the history of the Workers' Party of Korea. gave important instructions and showed warm affection so that the banquet was given in honor of the participants greeting their birthdays during the conference. This is another great happiness for the participants in the conference, he said, and warmly congratulated the party secretaries celebrating their birthdays amid the blessing of great Kim Jong-un. A performance was given by the Mansudae art troupe at the banquet.
Participants in the fourth conference of sales secretaries of the Workers' Party of Korea continue to visit Pyongyang with great pride of participation in the conference presided over by respected Kim Jong-un. They visited the Pyongyang Kim Jong-suk textile mill and the Pyongyang Kim Jong-suk silk mill.
A ceremony for starting the second stage project of the Hicheon Power Station, Cheongcheongang Power Stations in Tiers was held in Hwangsan County, North Pyongan Province on January the 30th. Present at the ceremony were Choi Young-nim and other officials from national and local institutions, officials and shock brigaders mobilized for the project, and working people in Hwangsan County. Choi Young-nim, member of the Presidium of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea and Premier of the Cabinet of the DPRK, made a speech at the ceremony. He said, on April 17th, Juche 99 or 2010, the great Kim Jong-il visited the construction sites of the Hicheon Power Station for the fourth time, unfolded the plan to build the power stations one after another on the river Cheongcheon in the future after the construction of the Hicheon Power Station was finished, and brightly illumine the orientation and ways for the project. All the officials and builders should follow the fighting spirit and manner of the space conquerors to become honorable victors in the construction of the second stage project of the Hicheon Power Station, Premier Choi Young-nim stressed. Speeches were made and the resolution adopted at the ceremony.
The light industrial factories in Haeryong City, Korea are increasing production. Due to the high enthusiasm and devoted efforts of the officials and working people, the output of consumer goods in the city is much higher than the same period of last year. Officials and working people in Haeryong City, including those of the Haeryong Clothing Factory, the Haeryong Foodstuff Factory, and the Haeryong Paper Mill, actively mobilize internal reserves and give priority to the supply of raw materials, and thus overfulfill the production plan of various foods, notebooks, and daily necessaries every day.
Concerning the statement of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, workers bitterly condemned the arrogant moves of the hostile forces and expressed their firm will to turn out in the struggle to firmly defend the sovereignty and dignity of the country. Yang Sung-ho, manager of the Daean Heavy Machine Complex, Lee Kwang-pil, engineer of the Sinusu Locomotive Service Brigade, Song Nam-gil, worker of the Pyongyang Cast Iron Pipe Factory, and other workers in different places said, respected Marshal Kim Jong-un presented specific tasks to take practical, intensive, important state measures to cope with the prevailing situation. They said if the U.S. imperialists dare to continue their provocations, all the workers taking hammer in one hand and rifle in the other will mercilessly destroy the aggressors together with the service persons of the People's Army and accomplish the historic cause of national reunification.
A statement was made public by the Liaoning Regional Association of the General Association of Koreans in China, and press statements by Nam Sung-woo, Vice Chairman of the Central Standing Committee of the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan, Kim Cha-dol, Chairman of the Central Standing Committee of the Korean Youth League in Japan, Kang Chu-ryun, Chairperson of the Central Standing Committee of the Union of Democratic Korean Women in Japan, Park Dong-ho, Chairman of the Central Standing Committee of the Union of Korean Students in Japan, Lee Dong-jae, Chairman of the Association of Koreans in Japan for Peaceful Reunification, Cho Kuk-jae, Secretary General of the General Association of Koreans in China, and Kim Chong-soo, Chief of the Maehulg City branch, the Jilin Regional Association of the General Association of Koreans in China, between January 23rd and 28th. They denounced the U.S. imperialists and their followers for having wire-pulled the UN Security Council to adopt a resolution on sanctions against the DPRK.
The statement of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK dated January the 24th was distributed as an official document of the UN Security Council S201357 on the 29th. The statement clarified the principled stand of the Army and people of Korea concerning that the United States and its followers invoked the UN Security Council to adopt a new resolution on sanctions, grossly violating the sovereignty of the DPRK.
The statement of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK was reported abroad on January the 24th and 25th too. The full text or gist of the statement were reported by media of India, Cambodia, Syria, Iran, Nepal, Turkey, the Democratic Congo, Angola and Uruguay, and the internet homepages of the Communist Party of Brazil, the Brazilian Committee for Solidarity with the DPRK, the Italian chapter of the Korean Friendship Association, and the Society for the Promotion of the Relations between Austria and the DPRK.
The Communist Workers' Party of Hungary posted an article on its website on January 24th under the title, DPRK does not threaten United States, but the contrary. The article mentioned the increasingly malignant moves of the United States and its followers to stifle the DPRK after the successful launch of the second version of man-made Earth satellite Kwangmyongsung-3. It pointed out that the United States divided the Korean peninsula, and today too is further intensifying political, military and economic pressure to suffocate the DPRK. Facts show that the DPRK does not threaten the United States, but the United States schemes to overthrow the DPRK. The stark fact has made clear who should be supported, the article said. The Korean Central News Agency released a commentary under the title, Hysteric Outbursts of Political Illiterate. The commentary said, some time ago, South Korean Vice Minister of Unification Kim Cheon-sik made the preposterous remark that an opportunity of unification will come to the Korean peninsula in the near future. It is an outburst of mad dog little different from the rogue-like act of traitor Ri Myung-bak, who dared to desecrate the supreme desire of the Korean nation, saying unification comes like a burglar cat. The problem is that Kim Cheon-sik talked about power not supported by people and challenged and went so far as to say that it is necessary to see the possibility of unification in great changes. It is a malignant outburst of confrontation to slander the supreme dignity of the Korean nation, more precious than life. It is a jargon of the political illiterate who does not know the nature of our society at all. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea is a country of single-minded unity of the leader and the army and people with one mind and purpose. It is the present reality that the moves of the United States and its followers to isolate and suffocate the DPRK are smashed to pieces at every step before the might of the single-minded unity of the DPRK, which is more powerful than nuclear bombs. It is illogical that such illiterate who does not know others and where he is standing dares to graft so-called democracy and civilization on others. That was the gist of commentary under the title, Hysteric Outbursts of Political Illiterate, carried by the Korean Central News Agency. This is Voice of Korea.